Faith, featuring Justin and Mercedes Boucher.
And we're back.
And we are back. I'm Justin.
I'm Mercedes.
And we are
the Growing Catholics.
We're changing the scenery a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be the final way, but we're just playing with some different ideas. New
just
setup.
Seeing you do the clap made me think about when we first started our podcast and we were at the kitchen table back at the old place and everything was all like we had stools set up and like the way it was very rigged how we first started doing it, and then to see where we're at now, like with chairs and not at the kitchen table anymore. It's like really
a little bit more advanced stuff. And actually this time we have a new camera. We went through different cameras, I guess, our last couple of podcasts where we had different angles, but this one we got a different one. We're just going to try some different stuff out.
Yeah.
But I feel like this way is going to be more of like having a conversation with you and me versus having a conversation with the camera.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable because I feel like I'm just talking to you rather than like staring at the camera and worrying about what face I'm making at the camera.
Yeah, so now they can view everything. It's been a while. I mean, it's been, I think, since November.
Yeah, I think, was Father C our last one?
No, Sean.
Oh, Sean was our last one. Okay.
Yeah. Or that was even October. Something like that. It's been a while since we've put a video out. As I know, we talked about wanting to do one of what to expect in 2024, and one of which was going to be talking about how, I'm starting Exodus 90. It's already over.
Yeah.
So I guess what's been new is we started, I guess we'll start with me. I did Exodus 90. That was different.
Yeah, actually really surprised you wanted to do it because of what all was involved with it. Like
I didn't want to do it. You were the one who said like a week before, whoa, why don't you do Exodus 90?
Because I thought it was like a really cool concept. Like it's a whole, okay, why don't you explain what Exodus 90 is first? Then we'll because it's like, it starts January 1st and then it goes for 90 days and goes to Easter.
So gives you a bunch of disciplines.
Cold showers.
You have to do cold showers, no TV, no phone, no excessive use of phone that's unnecessary. Unnecessary computer, no sugar, no desserts, no snacking in between meals, fasting on Wednesday and Friday, monthly or weekly meetings, just a variety of different stuff.
Yeah, because I thought it was cool because at the time you weren't sleeping that well. And you're like, I have to give up sugar and everything like that. I was like, well, just go big or go home. Like, do Exodus 90. And, like, when we did talk about it, we're like, like the TV's on. Like, we sleep with TV on, which I basically started you with that habit when we met because I've always slept with the TV on. And it was a comfort thing. And I just can't sleep in silence. Well, now I can. And, like, with the sound machine, I'm good. Like, I don't... and everything. So we've talked about that. And I was like, it'd probably be a good thing for you to do.
Have fun doing it.
I'll cheer you on.
I mean, it was good. I mean, so basically what the idea of it is to disconnect everything with...
and your prayer time. Did you say that already?
And add in a holy hour, yeah. So
okay.
It basically disconnects you with everything from that's distractions to bring you closer to God. So it was good, I think, for the first month.
It was
hard really good
in this house because we couldn't have the TV on because he couldn't watch it. But I think you did really good. Like you
for
really
the first month and a half, maybe.
I feel like you struggled. Yeah, like halfway through, but I feel like that's normal. Like if you think during the Lenten season when we're doing our what we're fasting from or abstaining from, like that's usually like where some people struggle probably halfway through. Like when you're first starting, it's like very like you have that momentum, like I can do this. Like you have that energy. Well, then like halfway through, it's like you really just really push yourself to like not give in, because like once you start giving into the temptation, like you're done.
Well, that's what they said. It was nice because the novelty wears off, and then once you start slacking a little bit, and then here comes Lent, and it's like a revamp up.
You slept the best you've ever slept, though. I'll give you that much. Like you slept really good. Like because before, like I try to come into the room super quietly, and like the smallest noise would wake you up. But like when you weren't doing like the no sugar, no TV, like you slept like a brick. Like you slept like me. Like and like I could like make a little bit of noise and you wouldn't budge.
12 days after, and it's back to no sleep again. And I know I gotta get nuts. Like the thing is, they say it's like, oh, you climb the ladder so high up, don't just jump off because you're gonna die. I jumped way off.
Way off.
I mean, granted though, after the month and a half, I started letting things. It's kind of once you let one thing slide, then you start letting other things slide, and you're like, all right, I'll get back to it.
But you stuck with the phone. Like you really stuck with like not using your phone and not like you have like Justin used like this minimalist app where like it's just basically reminds you of those old Nokia phones. Basically, like it has the apps on there, but like
turns your smartphone into a minimalist phone.
That's it. And I thought you did phenomenal, to be honest. Like, but at the end of the day,
I don't know if I want to do it next year though, because again, the wintertime is my favorite time, and I like making like the apple stuff, like the apple crumb pie and the apple crisp, all that stuff on the weekends. And yeah, I guess I could make it up on Sunday and I can eat it Sunday, but like, and then of course during March is Shamrock Shake. So it's like, I wish it was like summertime. I can do that.
I know you. Summer's your least favorite month.
Like I really enjoy January, February. Maybe that's why I'm supposed to do it because that's my favorite time.
Actually, maybe if you did it in the summertime, the cold showers would be perfect for you after working out in the heat all day.
Yeah. Well, those I wouldn't mind. Like the other day, I took a cold shower just because it was kind of refreshing.
I know when you were doing it, I was like, oh, like I'll try it. Like, because I talked about like doing the ice bath with you for a while. I was like, okay, let me try to do the shower like towards the end of my shower, like put the cold on. I'm like, as soon as I turn, I'm like, okay, I'm good. And like, it's not like you were like in, like you just jumped in and like jumped out, like did a rinse or like you actually showered. I'm just like, oh, he's still in there, like and it was cold, like I didn't like
it. Too bad. Get used to it.
I'm very proud of you for doing Exodus 90 because like I've really seen the way you've grown from January 1st and to where you're at now with your faith is just phenomenal. I absolutely love it.
Speaking of which, what's also grown? Your business.
Oh yeah.
There's so much stuff that's been added that hasn't even been talked about.
So Justin actually came up with the idea. Justin basically does a lot of the stuff with my business. He's
behind the scenes.
Yeah, I just smacked my name on it. Just kidding.
Taco Bell dog.
No, so Justin had the idea of adding rosaries because, I forget what made you start, because all of a sudden he started doing rosaries. Like, he just did it as a hobby because, like, he couldn't watch TV. What else is he going to do? So he started making rosaries.
No, I started doing the rosaries before that.
No, you started in Exodus 90.
No, remember, because my mom gave my brother and my dad
that's
Christmas.
I lied. I didn't lie. I just got the dates wrong. That's right. It was before then.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't until it was Exodus is when it kind of geared up a little bit.
Yeah.
They got better.
I forget why when you started making rosaries, but it basically became like a thing he just did. Like, he would just sit in his chair and like knock out some rosaries, and they're very nice. I meant to bring mine up because I love mine. Oh, there's one right there. The Fulton Sheen.
Yes. My favorite one, of course, then there's
the blackout.
The blackout. And then yours is up there somewhere.
No, mine's, I just...
The one that looks like it.
It's like, I saw mine. I was like, oh, I should take this with me. And I was like, nope. Yeah, we have the Fulton Sheen. St. Joseph, actually, since it was just his month, like, that one is like it's a big seller. We have like the combo with the shirt and such. And they're really, I love them. Because, like, with me, like, with rosaries, it's like, I don't really like the lightweight ones, but like the ones you've made, like they're light, but they have some weight to it, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, my business actually has been steady. We're at 60 sales right now, which is like, I honestly never thought I'd make it to 60 sales without Justin's mom, because she was supporting a lot of the business. But like now we're getting like orders from all over the place, like, which is, it's like, oh, like it even went to California, like, whoa.
Yeah. I think before the year. Well, before we started even implementing the rosaries, I think we were at only like 12 or 14 sales.
Yeah, like with the decals.
When you say 6, you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're talking about the business has been open for over a year and only having 12 sales, isn't, and probably 7 of them or 10 of them or 11 of them were from my mom.
Well, no, the decals were actually like.
Oh yeah, that's right. Those were selling.
Yeah,
but now when you look at the
favorite.
grand scheme of it, like, okay, well, we had 12 sales, and you're like, the Divine Mercy decals are selling like crazy. And then
Not
we look
like
at
this.
12 sales, and then of course now it just blew up. Where March is when it really picked up. Yeah, that's where we got most of them.
It comes with like a prayer card, and it comes with the Saint Joseph.
Terror of Demons.
Yeah.
Or that becomes the litany of Saint
it.
Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's cool. Like, I don't know. I guess I liked having the different options. I mean, yeah, you could just make one rosary, but then like, I'm a mood guy, so it's like, what mood am I in? Like, normally this is my everyday carry, and then
You can tell his mood by what rosary he's carrying. If he's carrying the blackout rosary, everyone watch out. The day was not that good.
No, that's why I created it, because like, you're like, all right, I'm having a hard day, so like this one is the blackout version, where you have Saint Michael, because you better have 2 guys to hold you back, So you have Saint Michael, and then you have a little black sword on there, and then you have the Saint Joseph Terror Demons, and you have the axe on there, and it's just all black. It's like, all right, I'm feeling like, doggy doo today, and I'm not in the mood. I need some help, and you go to the blackout version, and it has the crown of thorns.
I think that's like my favorite part,
crucifix.
like knowing that like what rosary you're carrying is like the mood you're in. I love it.
So, and then like you could buy the regular edition, which has like the Saint Michael one has a silver sword, and then the Terror Demons rosary has the silver axe, and then this just is the combo of the 2. So it's like heavy duty. Look out! You just have to be walking by. Don't look at me.
I have my weapon. Yeah, so like it's nice to actually feel like we're actually getting steady with orders, and we've added new stickers, which I love. I love the new stickers. We'll probably be adding more stickers and some more T-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah, Justin's rocking a new T-shirt now.
It's not out yet, but it's.
Oh, it's not. Just kidding.
Well, no, it's gonna be on there. It's just I didn't.
Yeah, Justin actually designed that one as well. He designs he designs everything in my store. So I just come up with ideas of and then he makes it. Like, Justin's very artistic, which I appreciate, because like I don't have that artistic.
But I like design stuff, and I think
you're really good
they'll
at it.
really like the Sacred Heart one that's gonna be coming out.
Oh yeah, I love that one. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Your mom's probably gonna watch this like.
Oh,
I get first dibs.
Well, then also, I think that will be also, I think, a segue into where we're coming up with the concept of having Rosary of the Month.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think maybe that could even include a shirt, depending on the price. But, if we do this Rosary of the Month, they'll get sneak peek. Like, I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. Like, I know some places do offer to do subscriptions, but then I don't want to send them to another site. But to do a reoccurring monthly thing, I think the only thing that would make sense is to do a Patreon account, because then whoever signs up for that automatically belongs to the Rosary of the Month Club, and then we can post in there, and then they can be aware of what's going to be coming up.
We'll look into it.
I mean, it's not like we're that. Oh my gosh, let's find out what these guys are coming up with. Like, I'm dying to know.
No, I just hope that, or pray like our business continues to grow, because I eventually do want to leave my current job, and
you better help make a bunch of these rosaries though.
We have a system going now, because like Justin does the knots, then I'll do the beads, Kira does the beads, even Lily does the beads now. Because it's so funny how kids like learn and pick up stuff. Because like the other day we were making rosaries, and Lily wanted to make her own, and it's not like she counted out loud or anything. She just knew to put 10 beads on there, like.
But then she took a black bead and then a red bead, because she was using red beads. So she had 10 red beads, and then a black one, and then a red one, and then a black one, and then 10 again. So she used the 2 black ones as the knots to separate. I think she's like a genius, and she just wants to play it off like she doesn't know what she's
She doesn't
doing.
understand anything we're saying.
Like,
she
what?
mapped this out real well. I know, but I don't know. But yeah, so grateful for that. I love that. What else is new? I just feel like we've been so busy, but not busy at the same time, but super busy, because Kira started competition season. after this weekend, we'll be halfway through. Well, no, we only have one more competition, then it's nationals, so we're getting closer, babe.
Almost.
No, you're dreading it. But
next weekend's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on one. You made me lose my thought. Side note. Yeah, next weekend we are going to Massachusetts. We're going to the Divine Mercy Shrine.
The National Shrine of Divine Mercy.
National Shrine of Divine Mercy.
Yep.
We're staying there for the weekend. It's gonna be real fun. I'm excited to drive up. Wait, is Massachusetts known for crab, or is that Maine?
Maine.
Oh.
Maine is for lobster. Maine is lobster.
I just heard a huge crash downstairs. I hope Kira's okay.
We're in the podcast room. Everything outside these walls is no big deal.
Yeah, next weekend's Justin's birthday, so we're gonna go there. Then we're going to go see Father Crusaders.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, the episode of Explain the Faith.
Which I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy that.
But we gotta get there. I was looking at the schedule, and I don't know how packed these things are. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it might not be like jam packed like a concert.
It might be.
You never know.
Is it on a Sunday or is it on a Monday?
Saturday.
Oh, it's probably gonna be packed then. Saturday.
So, but they have 9:00 mass. So I would say let's get there. They have 8:00 and a 9:00. So I would say let's get there at like 8:45 and try to like rush in and get to the front.
Imagine people just stay there the whole time. So they,
that's what I figured. If we stayed there at the 9:00 mass to 9 to 10,
and then
we'll just stay there for the hour. Put our jackets down, and then it starts at 11.
Oh, they probably make everyone exit and like.
But then as I just said, like we'll rush in and get to the front. And I'm like, do I ever say that when we go to mass?
Yeah, because the other day, or for Easter Vigil, I was like, oh, let's sit here. You're like, no, we sit in the front. I'm like, since when? But we sit in the front for our parish. But we usually when we're at St. Mary's, we usually don't sit in the front. But like when Easter Vigil, we did.
I like sitting towards the front now.
I know.
Because everyone sits in the back. That's the crowded spot.
Yeah, I don't try to sit. Sometimes it's just because Lily's potty trained, so it's just like I have to constantly get up and take that girl to the bathroom. Then I feel weird just walking through.
Yeah.
A thing, but it's like I don't even know why I even stress about it. Like she's 3. Like that's if she has to go potty, she has to go potty.
Yeah, they won't care.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess we're going to talk about the new way we're going to start doing the podcast. So instead of going that whole time with the topic, we talked about the first segment of it is because this is called the Growing Catholic, so it should be what we're learning too. Mm-hmm. So like the first half would be what you learned this week, what did I learn this week, and I mean it's gonna be we would like to get weekly videos out, but I think we might have to transition into at least
bi-weekly.
Right now at this point, once a month. Yeah. I mean every week, every other week, bi-weekly would be nice too. But if we talked about okay, the first little bit is what did you learn, what did I learn, so then we're actually talking about what we learned, and then go into the topic of what we're going to talk about. Because I feel like we have, I mean, at least I know myself, I could have a ton of new topics because I started going down rabbit holes. So.
Yeah, I hope we're back on track with doing the podcast because it's nice because I feel like that's our time to catch up.
Yeah, that means we haven't caught up in like 6 months.
Basically.
5 months.
I feel like we've just been so busy and like our schedules were so opposite for a little bit because like you had to go to bed early because Justin
I got a new job, yeah. You were to say that.
Just started a new job, so he used to be there earlier. So I work from home and I have the kids and I can sleep in. I don't and such. So it's not like I was doing really good with waking up early, but I fell off. But we were just like on opposite tracks. And Lily, she was been crawling in her bed again. So I've been trying to go back to her sleeping in her own bed. So I've been sleeping in her bed, and it's just been like we're like two.
Ships passing the night.
That's what I was like. What does that say? Like, and it's like we're on like night and day. Then by the time you come home and you get home late, it's like I have to run and take Kira to dance, and then.
Yeah, but it's nice because the new schedule. I mean, now we're filming this on a Friday, whereas like we switched our schedule, so we work 4/10s, which I think Monday through Thursday is a really nice schedule.
I'm real jealous.
Because then we have that 3-day weekend. It's so close to 50-50.
Yeah, but I'm still working on Fridays, so.
Now, if we work a little bit longer on Monday through Wednesday and have a half day on Thursday, then it would be a 50-50.
Oh my gosh.
3.5 days on, 3.5 days off.
It'll be nice for summer at least.
Yeah.
The summer coming.
In summer, we might be able to even get extra hours just because we can work a little bit longer. And I think when it's light out at 8:30, 9 o'clock, it won't be as bad because then, I might lose a little sleep. But trying to do XS90 and the schedule was hard because I was getting up at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock just so I can get to the gym, then just so I can get my holy hour in because I couldn't get my holy hour in or gym otherwise. But of course, now that it's over, no more gym, no more, I gotta get back into the routine again because I was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But now it's just
fell off.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part is like once you fall off, it's like getting back on and finding that like motivation again or something.
Yeah. That could be a topic in itself. Getting motivation.
Oh yeah, we started monthly adoration. I don't know. Adoration didn't start till January, right? I didn't start adoration at our parish. Yeah, so that finally kicked off at our parish. We do it's once a month. We're seeing how it goes, and I'm hoping by the summertime it'll turn into a weekly thing.
She is being modest. She is the head of the adoration for the month. I mean, granted, and you were a big part in also bringing it to them,
Yeah.
To their once a month. Now, the first month it was success, and then the second month, I think there was only 2 hours no, it was full. They just had 2 hours that were
people didn't show up.
Well, no, because we're going on the 4th month.
Last month was good because
last month I had to go in for 2 hours, right?
Yeah, that's the perk of having him home on like certain days, like because.
But that wasn't that a holiday?
Yeah, it was something. So you were off. So it's like, oh, like I had these 2 hours like not filled for holy hour. Like, can you take them?
Yeah.
And he took them.
If you had them on a Friday, then it'd be a little bit easier.
I know, but Father wants to do it on Monday. So there's that, and then so I'm hoping by summertime, like we can extend it. Like 1 month we tried to extend it to 8. It was just we couldn't get everyone to stay, or some people to come for that hour, and it's just so.
You should talk to Father about putting surveys out, having people fill out. Like, is there a particular day that to get the?
We're still trying to get their technology up there because like he's gonna find someone because. So it's not like I'm trying to come in and take over. It's just that like our site's very outdated. So it's like you can go on our site and like that information might be accurate. Like so I'll use St. Mary's for example. Like that is so current. Like they'll tell you like if there's any change in the schedule. They'll tell you what's going on this week. Like if there's this, that, and the third. On top of that, they send emails like, oh, this is what's happening, or it's constantly in the bulletin type thing where it's like. A little frustrating because it's like, oh, like remember how you tried to go to confession, but then like I tried to go 2 times and like nobody was there. Like that kind of information should be posted in the bulletin. It should be announced at like all the masses, like because like if we're newer to the parish, so like it could be something where like, oh, they do it every year, like people just automatically know, but like people who are new don't know.
Yeah, but like if with St. Mary's though, like you talk about. They have a school there, and they have a ton of kids. If you try to put a school at our parish, I mean, maybe 5 kids would show up, because like it's such an older crowd.
Yeah.
That they're not gonna,
Well, yeah. So Father and I are gonna work on changing the website, finding someone to do that, because the person who was doing it left, and then we're gonna work on setting up a Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
So that's.
But I think, I really think that. And I talked to him about the website. Like, I don't mind helping out. But like, even a social media account, having the Facebook or even an Instagram of the changes. Because like I said, I went to confession on, I tried to go there on Thursday, and then on Saturday, which was Easter Vigil, and they didn't have them. I'm like, I looked everywhere. What? Did you just say that? Well, you didn't say about me trying to go to confession.
Yeah, I did. I said you tried to go to confession twice. It's okay. It's not an episode if you don't repeat what I just say afterwards. So
I'm gonna
okay.
be watching this part again just to make sure. This just confirms that
You don't listen to me. Yeah. So thanks for that.
Yep.
So yes.
I was just reiterating what you said.
Yeah. So thank you. I always need that.
But yeah, so like having that would be important.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on with him next. Hopefully, also new with me, come summertime, I'm supposed to be starting my classes so I can become a youth minister director, or just youth minister.
Director.
Yeah, I don't know, youth minister or youth minister director, or so I can work in the youth ministry basically, and work with that. I feel like sometimes when you feel like something's nudging at you, but then you try to ignore it because you're like, oh, it's just not going to work out. But then we saw Cabrini, and that movie was phenomenal. Every Catholic, non-Catholic, everyone in the United States, beyond the world, needs to go see that movie. It was fantastic. Because, and I was like, I didn't even know who Mother Cabrini was, and until we saw that movie. Like, I didn't, like, I knew I wanted to go see the movie because we saw the trailer. And I was like, oh, that looks like really good. And then like it wasn't until we saw the movie, I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, oh, like I did more research about her, like, so like Mother Cabrini. Should I like give it away, or like most people probably already know who she is?
I think maybe people know who. Like I knew who she was. I just didn't know the details.
Oh, but like her attitude was like they had no money to do a lot of this stuff, but she's like, God's gonna provide a way. Like He's gonna make it work. And I feel like you sent something to me the other day, and like that was like the same thing the person said. It was like they're like, oh, I can't do this, that, and third. Like you have faith, like God's gonna provide. So it happen. I'm saying it terribly, like I'm butchering it, but like it was like it's just so phenomenal. It's just like they have no money, and like they're in the poor of New York, and they're building these phenomenal orphanages, and it's amazing. It's like, look at that, the face she has. It's like she doesn't have the money for it, but she knows God's going to make a way for it to happen. Yeah. Like, and I love that. Like that, like it touched my soul.
Well, that's like I was listening to Pints with Aquinas, and Gabriel was on there with Gabe After Hours. And he was like, I felt like God was saying, or Mary was saying, you know, do film for YouTube. So like his channel is dedicated. He's like, it's not even my channel, it's Mary's channel. That's not mine. But he's like, Mary, if you want me to get a camera, like you're gonna have to, you know, provide the money for it. And he told his wife it's gonna be about between $6,000 to $8,000. He's like, look, I'll do it, but you have to find a way to give me that money. And his wife, well, fiance at the time, was like, if she gives you $6,000 to $8,000, you get your camera. Well, they got married, and at the reception, every single one of their guests, including them, got food poisoning. So they got a check for $8,000.
Stop.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Sorry about the food poisoning, but that's phenomenal, other than the food poisoning.
But here's your check for $8,000. We all had to get food poisoning for it.
It just makes me think, like, you know how, like, sometimes people are like, we get so comfortable with the life we live, where it's like, you could be called to do something completely different, but, like, I feel like these days, like, we're told, like, you need to have a nice house, nice car, and, like, that shows your success. But, like, that doesn't show your success. Like, you're not taken out to heaven with you. Like, we're only on this earth, like, for a short time, where we're in heaven forever. Yeah. So it's like, is like really having that, like, I guess if you can afford it, like, go for it. But it's like, I guess like that was kind of changed my mindset as well. Like, used to feel like, oh, people would look at us a certain way if we didn't have this, that, and third, and trying to keep up. Because like Kira's old school, like, everyone had like was taking their kids on phenomenal vacations, like to islands and Disney World a million times throughout the year. And it's like, that doesn't like measure your, like, because you want your kid to like experience things, but like, I don't know how to explain it or where I was going with this, but it's just like, that doesn't measure our like success. Like, and like now it's like, I'm looking for like, I think I always wanted like this huge things that made me, it's like a pride thing. Like, oh, it shows like we have and like X, Y, and Z, but like, does it really though? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather like a small little quaint thing now. It's like looking at like these small, like, houses. And like, I'll be fine with that. Like, me and my sister shared a room. Like, here, share a room with her sister. Like, not every kid needs to have their own room. Like, if that's what works for other people, like, I'm not judging by any means. But it's like, I feel like that helped take that weight off. Like, watching Cabrini and like, and a couple other things I've been watching. It's like, oh wow, like
Seeing what they have.
yeah, and like
So next time we do a film, if you see us like a background of a cardboard box, you'll know we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
I just feel like people's values have changed. Like before, it's like, oh, like you need to show like you have this, that, and the third, or like you need to have the beach house, the cabin, and everything like that to show you have success. But it's like if you don't have God, like what do you really have?
No, exactly.
And it's just like I really like Cabrini. I was like, if I knew about Cabrini when I was going through my confirmation, like I don't get me wrong, I love Maria Goretti. I would have chose Cabrini.
No, you can kind of.
I chose Frances because that's her first name.
You can kind of look at living on Earth as like if you wanted to look at it as a game of like how many can you catch to send up there as well, you know? Because like your whole purpose of living is to basically get back home to heaven.
Yeah. Like, so, you know the woman I follow, Blessed by Cancer, she recently passed away.
Oh, yeah.
She was a phenomenal, like, example of, like, she said she was blessed by cancer, like, because, like, she knew, like, the time she had on earth was nothing compared to what she's about to be, like, doing in heaven. Like, and she said, like, who is she to say anything where, like, Jesus, what he did on the cross, like for us and the pain he went through, like this is just like we all have our crosses to bear, and like that was hers, and like her faith was just so astounding. Like, and when she was going through all these different like treatments and days of being sick and everything like that, like it's just like still being on praying the rosary and just saying like she's doing okay, like she knows God's got her, and like it was just amazing. And like I feel like seeing more of that is just like would be wonderful. Like showing that example, not like, oh, I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but you know what I'm saying.
No, and that even Jesus had to know what he was gonna go through his whole life. So like
he know he had to do it. Like,
but like, can you imagine growing up, and then especially as you start like, I mean, obviously when you're literally gonna be different, but when you start getting older, we start understanding stuff. You know your future. And like that's what you have to, you know. It's like you know we're watching The Chosen. It's like when Jesus meets Judas. He knows exactly who he is, what he's gonna do. And
yeah.
He, you know, like I granted
that's probably such a hard character to play.
It's a show, but at the same time, you know, Jesus met Judas when he first met him. He knew exactly what was gonna happen, and like.
Well, everyone even says like, oh, like I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, but like they're like Judas ate at the Last Supper. Like, Jesus didn't tell him get out or didn't turn him away. Like, he fed him like he fed the rest of the apostles. No room for you. Like, he fed him like he fed the rest of the apostles. Like, he didn't say, like, get out or, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, Judas ate, like, with Jesus. Like, yeah. It's just, like, I love The Chosen so much, as you know. And it's, like, that's just a hard character to play because, you know, so many people probably don't like you because of what you did. But it's, like, Jesus knew that's what his part was going to be. In his, like... Yeah,
can you imagine seeing him walk down, like, loser? Sorry.
But
I don't like you.
You know what I think Chosen did a really good reflection on? So when they're walking into the one city and you see the people crucified and the way Jonathan Remier looked at it, like, and it's like, you know that's your fate. It's just like... Yep. And when he was talking to Philip... Then he's like, oh,
not death wish.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm gonna call it a wish, like.
Yeah, but death what?
Yeah, like he's just like, I don't know. It's just the way Chosen's phenomenal, and I love it. And I just feel like they were doing a really good job portraying, like, unfolding the story of.
Well, so much of it, I mean, you have to.
It helps you put like an image to it, though. Like
you're gonna have to guess on some things because like there's only so much they can give you.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, like the stuff that he says in the show, I could almost picture it going down that way. Mm-hmm. Like, granted though, it's because I'm viewing things now versus back then. Who knows how things actually were?
Yeah. And then what else? Angel Studios is coming out with a lot of good movies for us this year. And then did you see that Paramount gave Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg money so they can open a non-woke studio?
Is that true though? Because I also saw Netflix did the same thing. And I didn't fact check them.
One of the Catholics, Catholic Connect I follow, they're pretty reliable, and they've posted like, "Way to go!" Like, we can't wait to see what you.
Okay. I see stuff on Facebook, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna believe it until it was like Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul. I'm like, that fight hasn't started yet until July or something like that. So I'm like, that's not true.
I can't wait to go cry in the movies with the rest of these Angel movies coming out. Yeah, I just don't pop my eyes out.
Yep.
But yeah, Cabrini. So so that's what I was going with. Like, since I'm so comfortable with my job now, like it's not like I don't like it, but it's not like I don't love. It's not like I love it. It's not like I have a passion for it. But it's like
Neutral.
Yes, and like it pays well. Like we get a nice bonus. That's always helpful. I get good vacation time. Yada yada yada. But I don't really. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, and it's like scared to make that leap because like, okay, like if I change to something different that pays less money, like what are we gonna do? But it's like, just making that jump. Like God's got me.
Might not be working Monday through Thursday. Might have to be working Monday through Saturday in that case.
So, I'll start my youth ministry classes in the summer, which is I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
And who knows? That'd be cool. But like, who knows that between that and your business, you might be
So
my fingers might be hurting from making those rosaries. But
I had a genius idea. Well, a thought I want to do so bad. I want to open.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
You know what I'm gonna say?
No. I was just backtracking about the rosaries, but go ahead.
Oh, I want to open a Catholic storefront because I feel like there's not a lot of Catholic stores. Like we went to a Catholic store that was is it Hummelstown?
Hummelstown.
Yeah.
About an hour away.
Yeah, and it's like, why are there more of these? It was like, Justin was like a kid at Christmas at the store, but because they had so much stuff, I was like, oh, I want that. But it's like, I want the store, but I also want like a area where like it's a safe environment for kids to come. Like, any kid can come and just like feel safe and be like hang out and everything. Like that's like on my
bucket list. Even if it's for a week. So if someone wants to rent her a spot for a week, I have a store for a week.
I think a store would be so much fun, and the kids could work there for free.
Just random kids?
No, our kids.
Oh.
Just random kids.
But no, that was the other reason, like, why I wanted to do a rosary, because, like, implement that, because I liked the rosaries that were being, like, out there, but, like, they were so expensive. Mm-hmm. Like, sorry, I can't spend $120 on a paracord rosary. Mm. Like,
oh, yeah, I've heard that.
100. I mean, I'm not trying to take away. I don't know the cost, so I guess, but like I know, especially now diving into it now more, like I know the costs of the rosary. So we try to make it so it's pretty. I mean, to get a paracord rosary with, 4 extra key rings, so you can put not key rings, but 4 little rings on there, so you can put 2 of the metals that you want, and then it comes with like this one comes with the Fulton Sheen. And then it comes with a Benedict key. Now, this one, of course, broke off because I keep it in my pocket all the time, so it broke. But, like, I think what we're trying to do is put stuff out that's inexpensive, that's not going to, break the bank to provide stuff, because I think a rosary is important. And I think, now we're talking about doing, like, the chain link ones. Now, the chain link ones...
It's not trial and error.
The cost... is not terrible, but it's the time. Like, the time to make that, like, these aren't too bad to make, but, like, those chain link ones, when you have to make them individual and go through the entire thing, that takes a while.
Yeah. Makes me think of Sister Act when they're in the basement making the rosaries with them in the first one.
They're making rosaries in Sister Act? I don't remember that.
Did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, when she first comes to the convent, they go downstairs, and, like, it's all these nuns downstairs, and they're, like, making the rosaries. Yeah.
But see, half the stuff I learned about even Catholicism in general, I don't remember, because...
I don't think Sister Act's, like, a actual, like, fact check thing.
Well, maybe if it was religion, I just didn't care about it. I was like, whatever.
I love Sister Act.
I won't remember it.
It was with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, you can't imagine her doing that now.
She just be doing a third one.
What?
Yeah.
With her?
Yep. And Tyler Perry.
That'll be interesting to say.
They better not ruin it.
I could just see it spin so far.
Oh, I hope not. Side note, we were talking. So why we've been talking about like how like
Sorry, I shouldn't say. I should not say. That's judging.
I think we're heading to confession in an hour. Just kidding. You know how we were talking about like how the Catholic faith's always under attack, and like it's because it's the one true faith. So like that's why people are always trying to like,
It's easiest to attack.
yeah. So like, did you see what Rihanna did? Like she did like she's dressed up as a nun and like she's showing like her top and such like that. Like and like why is that okay? It's like I think like one of the most frustrating things is that Catholicism is people are always like judging it so hard, but then dressing up as it to mock it, like for what? But then we're supposed to be sitting here quietly while men dress up as women or do whatever type thing. And it's like why is that? Like what? When did we decide that's okay? And like, because we're talking about like, I don't know who we're talking about it with, but like even in movies, a lot of great movies, the families like they're always showing a priest or showing something along Catholicism. Like why? Like if we're not the one true religion and we're not this, like wouldn't you just want to not be bothered? You know what I mean?
Fulton Sheen talked about that. He said he goes, let's assume I was religion shopping and I was not Catholic. I would go for the religion that is hated the most because that would be the one true one. Because that's the one the devil's trying to attack.
Yeah. Well, were you the one that showed me like how like I don't know.
He didn't say in those words, by the way. That was paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But instead, she was saying,
It
I'd
was
go for the
like-
one that was attacked the most because that's the one that is going to try to downplay, is going to try to make it look stupid, make it seem like, oh, they do this, they do this.
Do Orthodox have nuns?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know. But they were saying it was this video. I forget which priest it was, or maybe it was an exorcist. Well, they're still priests. They're not bishops, right?
Huh?
Exorcists?
The priests.
Okay.
They're just trained to do because
Should we call them priests or exorcists?
I mean, the priests, they are priests,
Okay.
but they're just...
Exorcist priests. Sorry, because I've been moving that way. He was saying how he's like talked to high level like Satanists, and how he asked like, why are you guys always attacking the Catholic Church? And he's like, because it's the one true church. Like, you know how freaky that is, like to talk to like people that are high up, like on the other side, like.
Wait, when was that? Who was this?
I don't know. It was somebody, and I watched it. I thought you sent it to me.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of stuff.
And like he was saying,
it.
like he talked to like how, and they're like, why? Like if you think about it, people aren't going to other churches trying to take the sacred host.
No.
Like they're
Well,
going.
they can't go. They have to go to a Catholic church.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. They're not okay. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I guess they could also go to an Orthodox or a Byzantine because they are also have. But most of the time, from what I guess I gather, they're getting them from the Catholic Church.
yeah, but you know what I mean. They're going there because it is truly Jesus.
Yeah,
Whereas
they
like
need that.
they're not going to Lutheran churches grabbing those leaven breads.
Yeah.
They're not grabbing them because it's not truly Jesus. Whereas in the Catholic Church, it's truly Jesus, and they're going there.
Yeah,
and like
that was Father Chris was talking about that. About I guess this isn't confirmed. It's just through the hearsay of the people he's talked to that like when you get to the higher ups of like the whole Wicca and like the Satanists, like the top level dudes.
what's Wicca?
Like witchcraft.
Oh.
Like when you get to the top of those levels, like the real high end, they test you with putting 100 hosts out. 99 of them are just regular hosts, but one of them is consecrated.
Oh wow!
And the person at the high level, whatever, has to identify out of the 100 which one is the actual one that's consecrated because they need to test, make sure you have the powers, and. If you have it, then you can spot out which one it is, which is really weird.
Oh wow!
But yeah, there has been talk of being like, oh, it's because this is
we are the one true church, but
the fullness, because there are other ones of levels of that are valid, but it's not in communion with Rome, and which Rome is where it's at.
That's where it's at.
That should be a shirt. Rome, it's where it's at.
Actually, that I hope eventually we can make our way over there because like there's so many things like with all of the stuff we've been reading and researching. Like there's so much over there we could see.
Nah, yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to go there. A lot of stuff and a lot of stuff over there.
Yeah, and we'll see John the Baptist's right hand. Even though both Catholic and Orthodox swear they have the right hand, which is you both can't have the right hand. Like
one of you is right with the right arm.
What else? What else is new? You want to talk about the doctors?
The doctors?
Yes.
Doctors? What's up with the doctors?
How you been going to the doctors?
How I've been with the doctors?
How I've been with the doctors.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Clearly, he doesn't listen. I was fine with it, and then like I started talking.
That can be brought up another time.
I guess. I thought I could do it.
New topic. I guess that's about it. I mean, we talked about the new stuff we're gonna try to put out every other week. If we could do it every week, it would be nice. We're gonna try to get at least 2 done this week so we can go back to back. And then we talked about rosaries. If you're watching this and want a cool rosary, check out the store. The link will be in the description, and I'll also throw it up on the video. And then
Okay, I can do it.
Go for it.
Sorry, I just had
to kill time. Kill air.
So as everyone probably knows, me and Justin have been trying to conceive for 2 years now, but I'm dealing with
Year and a half.
2 years. We've been married almost 2 years.
Not until September. That's 6 months.
I know, but like, you just round up.
By 6 months? That's a year and a half. That's dead on a year and a half.
Okay, we've been trying for a year and a half. I'm just gonna round up because once it's this is why I can't teach her math. So I finally went to the doctor. I went to a NAPRO doctor. So which is they're Catholic. They share our Catholic values. They don't do IVF. They don't prescribe birth control. They actually look at the root cause of things you're going with. So I have PCOS with insulin resistance, which is polycystic ovary something syndrome. So that explained why I gained so much weight and like I couldn't lose it. Like so like I was going to the gym. We were going to the gym like on and off for a while, and I was working out on and a while because I would get so discouraged because I wasn't losing any weight, but it's because my PCOS. So, and basically all my hormones were out of whack, and that's why I was constantly getting headaches. So then I also have this muscle around my uterus. I can't pronounce what it's called. It's like andrio something. And if they gave me meds to go on and stuff like that, but if the meds don't work, they are recommending a hysterectomy. Sorry. Which was, I guess when I first found out, I just probably shut out the world. I guess this is the first time I'm actually talking about it to like everyone, like because only a select few know, like 2 people probably just know, and such. So we changed my diet and try to do different things to help so I can get better. Like I have been getting better. Like I don't have the headaches I was having before because like I used to get headaches daily and I just thought it was my eyes, and it wasn't. And then a lot of the things I did have, going to the NAPRO doctor and working with somebody on my Crichton model, like charting, it showed like when I'm thinking these things are normal, they're actually not normal. And they don't teach you that when they're going through like sex ed or whatever in school, because they make you go through it when you go to public school and such. And it's like, why are we not talking about this? Like people keep saying like they want to give women's rights. Like, okay, women's healthcare is super important. If we taught women about like their cycles instead of just prescribing birth control, which is terrible for you, and just trying to say like, oh, like, or telling women like, oh, you can't conceive because you have PCOS. Like, yes, with my PCOS, I can conceive. It's the muscle around my uterus that they're recommending the hysterectomy and such. So that's another thing I want to start diving into and putting the NAPRO doctor information out there because it's so important. So many women who've had failed IVFs went to the NAPRO doctor and they actually found the root cause of different like issues from endometriosis and other things that women suffer from. And they've had successful pregnancies. The success rate for IVF is actually super low. Yeah. And I don't think people talk about that. And it's so crazy because jobs will cover IVF, but they won't cover NAPRO. They'll fight you on insurance for NAPRO, which is like a natural thing to help women with like certain issues they might be having. Like people with endometriosis have really painful periods and stuff like that. And it's like, people are fighting about like getting abortion and stuff put back. Like, why are you not fighting to have actual rights on the
root cause?
Yeah, like instead of saying like, oh, we don't need abortion. We need actual healthcare doctors that care about us and care about babies. And with the Crichton model, it teaches you like your cycle, so you know when you're fertile, when you're not fertile, and such. So then, oh yeah, I'm going all over the place. So backtrack. So that's what another reason we probably haven't done an episode because I just haven't been in the mood. I just have been so angry. And
understandable.
And then being frustrated for being angry because like we all have like crosses to bear, and it's like, and like I can't think of, it was in the Bible, Sarah. Mm-hmm. Like look how many kids she ended up having, like, and it's just being hopeful. Like God did give us 2 beautiful kids, and I am grateful for that. So it's just a lot of emotion because then it's like I just felt so much anger and I don't want to say hate, but like just so angry and like just didn't want to talk to anybody. Like literally nobody was safe. Like
true.
And I basically just shut down, and like that probably wasn't the best way to deal with it. Which like now looking back on, like I know, but it's just like. It's just, I don't know, like.
But I think it's something that everyone can experience, not necessarily this topic, but in general, someone's going to go through something where they push back and they're like, all right, well, I don't know why you're doing this to me, God.
Yeah.
And then you start having that struggle. It's like it's like the same thing where. I won't get too much into it just because I feel like it could be a completely different topic. The whole like disconnect thing for me. But it's just like, all right, well, you're just going through the motions. Same thing with unplanned or unwanted things that happen in your life that just, the easiest person to blame is the big man upstairs because he can control it if he wants to, but he allows things to happen down here. And, of course, we don't like them because they don't fit in our plan.
Yeah. Well, I just felt so broken because it's like we're married and, like, you're absolutely amazing. And it's like all I want to do is give you bad kids.
But there's also the option of I was looking into, like, foster adoption. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, costs very little bit to next to nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I just felt like, oh, I finally meet someone who's obviously my I won't say better half because I'm better than you, but my other half. And like, I go through years of abuse, and now I'm here on the other side, like in a very healthy relationship, marriage, whatever type thing. It's like why?
Yeah, but it could, instead of making us weaker, it could also make us stronger too.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, like, I don't know, then it makes you start, as I'm slowly still adjusting to it, because, like, I can't talk about it still, clearly, and such, so it's like, oh, like maybe like my calling is to just help other kids, like, and because there is a lot of kids that need help and everything like that, and like God did give us 2 kids, and I am going to be grateful for that. And it's just like, I just feel like once you get a hysterectomy, it's like taking your womanhood away, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
No, I get that.
So I go back for another follow-up next month, actually. My weight's slowly dropping. I've down in almost pant size. It probably doesn't look like it, but I am. No, it's serious. So then, just finding things that are working for me, but I'm just glad I don't deal with headaches anymore. Like, you know how bad my headaches used to be. You remember how bad my headaches were?
Yep.
And such, and like I used to get them every day, and like not knowing why, and it's like, oh, well, this is why. And I just feel like money should be put into stuff like that, not like, whatever. But it looks like a lot of women are starting to fight back with the whole birth control thing because it's terrible for you. This other Catholic woman I follow, she is infertile. She didn't go to a NAPRO doctor until it was too late for her, and I feel like my heart's with her. But she ended up adopting. But she was telling women, like, if you have that feeling, like you feel like something's wrong and stuff like that, and you feel like your OBGYN's not listening to you, go find a NAPRO doctor, because they listen and they try to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically her OBGYN just subscribed her birth control, and by the time she wanted to actually conceive kids, because they're giving kids birth control because to help control like their, like if people have painful periods, they're like, oh, this helps, or if you have acne, this helps. Like I remember when my mom took me to the doctor when I was 16, and I had like acne and whatever, and they just gave me birth control, like, oh, this will help.
Yeah, and it's the only problem that you could sit there and say, okay, you have to make sure that they're aware of the ramifications in the future. But if you're going to be telling someone who's 20 years old and saying, hey, yeah, this will help you, or even 18 for that matter, be like, hey, this will help you with the periods, but it's going to limit your chances in the future of having kids. At that age, they're probably thinking like, oh, okay, this is not for a while. I won't worry about that. So you can't have that intellectual conversation with them about it, because they're not going to be able to comprehend the fact that, okay, when I'm 30 years old and like there's that whole thing that they were talking about, that once you start getting to that door closing window, like for those that don't want kids, that window, your body goes to that natural thing of like, now this is my only time I can have a kid. So like that window starts shutting, and it's just natural for you to be like, I gotta have a kid because like my window's closing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not going to think like that when you're 18, 20 years old, especially if you just want to party.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine, we'll worry about it later. It's like, when you
great.
say,
Don't worry about it.
you know, smoking's bad. But my joke was, it's going to take the 10 years off that I don't want anyway.
Okay.
So like, you know.
Yeah.
So you don't think about that.
Yeah. So we'll keep everyone posted about that.
Yeah, I guess we're getting to the mark.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so that kind of, I guess, fills it in.
Way to kill the mood at the end.
What?
I killed the mood at the end.
Well, I can liven it up with a few jokes.
Please don't.
But yeah, I guess that wraps up everything. I mean, I guess there might be some more other stuff, and we have a lot more topics to talk about. But for the next video, it's going to be what we learned, each of us something different, and then we'll come up with a topic to talk about. Because it's really the growing Catholics. So if we're just talking about
nonchalant stuff,
like what are we learning? So, and I feel like with all the whole Latin stuff and everything else that we've been interested in, and especially some of the groups that I've experienced recently in those groups,
and we're gonna have Father C back on too.
Yeah, we're in the works with that one. So more to come.
Lots more to come.
All right. Well, I guess until then, I don't even remember how do we. It's not like I would say, "Oh, I'm Justin."
I know. I was just like, wait, do we?
How do we close it out?
I think we just say bye.
All right.
Have a good day.
Have a good night. Bye.